everybody. This is Big Stack Numismatics. It is Saturday, October 2nd, and it's a gloomy and rainy day outside, but a really great day for looking at some classic coins here. I want to give a special welcome to all my fellow coin collectors out there. Appreciate you checking out this video. Today we're going to be concentrating on Coronet large cents. I have several examples that I've given to my kids for their collections. They were nice enough to let me have back for the video, and I have this really nice large cent Coronet in AU condition. We'll look at closer at that in just a second. So there's 5 main varieties of large cents that were produced. In the very first year, in 1793, you had the flowing hair large cents. Then Liberty caps came after that through 1796. And then you had the draped bust large cents through 1807. The classic head large cents through 1814. And then for almost a 40-year run, we have the Coronet cents from 1815 through 1857, and then of that, they're separated into 2 main groups. You have the matron head from 1815 to 1839, and the braided hair redesign from 1839 through 1857. So let's take a look real quick at 2 examples of the matron heads, and of course, throughout all of these, there's small redesigns that happen, but look on the one on the left there, was widely panned as kind of being an uglier version of Liberty, more mature face, which is why they call it the matron head. Large cent. And then, of course, in 1835, a small redesign to make Liberty look a little bit younger, and that's the example on the right there. I have an 1838. My AU coin is 1838, so it's going to look more like that second one. And then after that, they did the redesign and came up with the braided hair cent, and here's a nice example in this 1850 braided hair Liberty cent, still considered to be a Coronet cent. So, taking a closer look at these, the only of the 6 coins here I have for my kids, only one of them is considered to be matron head here, and this is a pretty poor example, probably a 4, 2 or 4 or something like that. So it's pretty dinged up too. Okay. That one, and then there's a really nice example here, 1849. So this would be a braided hair. What do you think this grade would go? Maybe very fine. It's actually really nice condition. All right. Then we have this reddish-looking braided hair, 1847. Not the greatest condition there. Maybe very good. Okay. Alright, then we have this 1851, another braided Coronet cent. Super brown, deep color. Alright, we have an 1849. Hard to get that to focus. Okay, another good example. Here's one. I think it was 1847. All right, so not the greatest condition, but very fun to be able to have in the collection in raw condition, hold it in your hand, and wonder where these coins have been. Let's compare those to my matron head. This is an 1838 AU58, and it is CAC stickered. Let's see if we can't get that to focus. It's very hard. There we go. So this is considered an AU58 by PCGS. Close up here. All right, so some of the details of this specific coin, if we take a look here at the PCGS cert page, we see that there a mintage of a little more than 6 million of this Coronet large cent, and of this grade, there's 125 that are graded in AU58 and 511 that are graded higher than this. Current book value, $375. I paid a little bit more than $300 for this when I picked up mine. Let's take a look at the price history page here. And you see here that they start tracking this around the year 2000. It was just a little bit more than $200, $215 or something like that. And it climbed it to a high here in, let's see, probably around 2017 of a little bit more than $400. And then fell to about $340 for most of 2020, and then climbed back to $375. So this is my first large head scent that I've picked up. I wanted a good example just to be able to examine and to see. It's amazing when you compare it to the size of the current scents, you know, how big they were. But very substantial coin. But very hard to examine, I think, you know, with the naked eye. Is so deep brown. Obviously, it would be really nice to have a red example to be able to look at, but really like it. I like these large scents. What's next for me in terms of purchases? I would love to get one of every version of the large scents that I can afford, at least. Those flowing heroines, I've even looked up what that might be. They make it for 1 year in 1793, and I just can't imagine. But I can certainly look at the classic heads and the draped busts and the Liberty caps and see what's out there for that. But it's interesting. My purchase of this was my very first look up close of one of these, and so it was a really nice coin, and I'm glad I got it. Yeah, so I don't know which direction I'm going to go yet. I'm just going to kind of keep my eyes open, but very fun to compare that versus all of the very circulated versions like I showed here for my children's collections. But I just love the classic United States coinage. I really do. When I think about all of the places that these have been, the pockets these have been in, and it's really cool to imagine. But and certainly some of these, especially in the condition that they're in, who knows? Maybe they were picked up by metal detecting or things like that. So some of these certainly could have been based on the wear and tear and the condition that they're in. But very fun to have. So that's pretty much it. Let's take one more close look here. See if I can get a better angle. This beautiful brown AU58 example. So there you go. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for checking out this video. This is Big Stack Numismatics. I always appreciate it. It would help greatly if you wouldn't mind slapping a like on this video. I'd sure appreciate that, and consider subscribing. And we'll be back at you next week with something different. Have a good one, everybody.